Well, hello. Rant and raves at Ray. I get so many people I see on the street. Ray, I can't believe this. I can't believe that. This is going wrong. This guy's doing this. I got a guy buying a house. He's trying to buy a house, and he ends up going there, offering him, finding out it needs a septic. So why does it need a septic? The people live there, they died. It was a 100-year-old house, and everything's working fine. It looks fine. He says that it flushes the toilet, the water goes out, everything's fine. Well, it needs a septic because it has a cesspool, and cesspools aren't allowed in New Jersey, and maybe somewhere else, I don't know. So he says, well, how did they get away with it that long? Well, if it's in the family, if you were a family member buying the house, you could still run the cesspool. Well, he says, how can I run the cesspool if it's illegal and it's no good? You don't want it to be ran. If it's a family member, it's grandfathered in. If somebody else buys it, you have to change it. How is that? So, the same way like a friend of mine, another guy, was trying to buy a gas station. There's an old gas station. He just wanted to make one of them old, cool looking things, put some old pumps out front and leave it alone. Not use it as a gas station, but just something cool. He goes to the town, they said, oh, well, the problem is it has tanks in the ground. The township, the city, whatever, they actually took the property from, I guess, they died off and it laid empty, so they took the property. So he says, well, I have to remove the tanks. How do you know there's tanks in it? Oh, there was tanks in it when we inherited the property from, the owner. And he says, well, wait a minute, you've had the property for 40 years. The tanks are in the ground still? He says, yeah. Well, how is that? Wait, so I have to remove them. What happens if nobody buys it? He says, well, then they'll stay in the ground. It's like, how are they going to stay in the ground if nobody buys it? It's okay for the state. It's okay with the township, the state, whatever, the city, to have them tanks in the ground. It's not bothering anybody because they own it. But as soon as somebody buys it, they have to change it. Come on, man. Give me a break. What? Come on. This is why a lot of these places lay empty. This is why it's just chaos all over. This is why I'm bald. This is why I'm bald. I mean, look. See this? This is bad, right? No, this is actually good. This right here. This is bad. I'm sorry to blind you guys, but I had to wait for the sun to go down to make this video. Because I knew I was going to show you the back of my head, and that you wouldn't have saw anything. Let me see. Another one. Lead paint. This is actually a problem I have too. So I have a property that I rent out to my family member. They've been there 18 years. 18 years. I got the property from our cousin. So they were there before then. So we've had the property 18 years. Our family member rents the property. Kind of just pays for the, mortgage. And they come in, a new thing they started this year. Oh, we have to do a lead test. And I said, well, you're doing a lead test. Why? I've had the property 18 years. She's been in there, no problem. He says, no, it's something new we have to do, a lead test. I said, well, whatever it is, all right, just do it. So it comes back and it failed for one of the windowsills upstairs on a third floor. It failed for a lead on the windowsill paint. I said, well, why don't you just paint it? Oh, no, you got to clean it first. We got to prove that there's no lead there before you paint it. Well, how the heck is that going to I have to clean it with something. I can't paint it. So we clean it. It fails again. He tells us, you're failing now when you walk in the front door. Right there's a piece of carpet. I'm picking lead up there. I said, well, what do we do? He says, here's the deal. He says, you got to clean the carpets. You got to bleach all the windowsills upstairs in the third floor. The problem is the township's full of lead. If you were to walk out the door, walk back in, you're going to fail. So they want us to clean the carpet, clean the windowsills, and not go into the house until it passes inspection, because the town is loaded with lead. It's an old town. And Gloucester. It's an old town, and it's just fires with lead as soon as you walk in. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. If it has that much lead outside the township, why don't you guys have to clean the town? Because if we're bringing the lead in our house from the town, how are we getting fined? And you are telling me that I have to do something about it, or I'm going to have to make the tenant move out after 18 years because that lead's bad. It's crazy stuff like this. This is what messes up. These are the rant and raves that people get upset with. I get upset because that one's mine. But there's a lot of stuff. I get people coming to me all the time. All the time. Like I had a guy, a friend of mine, put an engine in his car. It's cool. He gets the car back, driving around for a while. He says, the horn stopped working. My friend's like, well, that has nothing to do with us. We've put an engine in, it worked, everything worked, and you're going to bring it back a couple weeks later and say the horn don't work? Yeah, well, isn't that covered under the engine warranty? You can't fix stupid. No. Stupid. I tell you what, if they can come up with a cure to fix stupid, let me know. It's going to be worth a fortune. Because, woo, there are some people out there. It's bad. It's bad. Let me see what else. Taxes. Of course everybody's going to complain about that. 100%. I complain about that. I have 5 properties, and I pay a lot of taxes. This guy says, why are we made to pay high? Why are our taxes increase if we've been there and we've fixed the house up and made it look nicer? For them? No, it's for the people that live around them. It's for, so he's saying, why do we fix this property up? We have to pay more taxes. Why? The property didn't change. So you're saying if I don't fix the property up, I leave it looking like a turd. Love that word, by the way. So I leave it looking like a turd. It doesn't go up. The taxes don't go up. So you might as well just leave it alone. Leave it look like crap. That's a big one. That one definitely bothers me. Stray animals. I don't know what they're saying about this. Stray. I do have to agree with it a little bit. Stray animal, when the township or the animal league, whatever they are, animal investigators, animal elves, I don't know. When they pick up an animal, say a cat's out there, a dog's out there, they pick them up, take them in. Now it could be somebody's dog, maybe a neighbor. The dog got out. They picked it up. The neighbor doesn't know where the dog went. So the dog, they keep it, do it shots, whatever, check it out. Somebody comes in and buys a dog, they can take it. I did. Great, more power to them. It's a bummer, but more power to them. But if someone don't buy the dog, someone don't pay for the dog or rescue the dog, sometimes you put them to sleep. How fair is that? That dog, they say it's better to bring them in because they could get hit by a car out there. They could, they can't eat, they can't fend for themselves. I think they had a better chance out there than you popping them with a shot and putting them down. Yeah, I'm with you on this one. Definitely with you on this one. Yeah, that is a good one. I'm gonna keep that one actually. I'm gonna put that in the files, not the trash can file. Trust me. Let me see. The cops in the town. Why do they bother people in their own town? Why do they bother people in their own town when they're passing through? They'll stop them for tickets. They'll bother them. We pay their taxes, it says. This guy says, we pay their taxes, and we don't know why we have to pay bills to them. Why don't they get outsiders? This guy got pulled over for a air freshener on a mirror. I guess that's a thing, I guess. But he got pulled over for an air freshener on a mirror, got a ticket, lives in the town, went to school with the cops, and they gave him an air freshener ticket. That's bad. That's bad. You know what I need to tell him? He needs to donate to the police station, because evidently he's not donating. All right, I'm going to go get some coffee. Later.